So you've just found out that your partner has had an affair and your world has collapsed. I know exactly what that feels like. When it happened to me, the only way I could describe it was like my world was glass and somebody came along with a sledgehammer and smashed it. And smashed it. Complete devastation. Internally, externally, it was just awful. But in the midst of that, looking from my own experience and also from the work that I do with couples around the world who've gone through the same things, there's 3 things that I want you to not do in the midst of this chaos. And these 3 things that I want you not to do are to help you in the immediate term and the long term. Let me put a disclaimer here. I'm not saying that this is going to be easy, but I am saying that if you try your best to almost stick to these 3 rules of engagement post-affair discovery, literally just made that up, you will find that you might just be able to navigate through this season a little easier, and it will help for whatever you choose to do afterwards. So here's the first one. In this season of chaos, where your emotions are all over the place, you may be suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. You will feel like your emotions are on a roller coaster. This is not the time to make any life-altering decisions. This is not the time to be deciding on what is going to be happening or what the best move forward is for yourself and for your family. Your emotions will be shouting all sorts of fear-based messages at you. And it's real wisdom to be able to just take time. There's no rush here. Take time to allow the heat of the emotion to calm down a little bit so that you can actually start to receive some wisdom, okay? And align with what the truth is of what you're feeling and make a choice that you feel is best for you and best for your family. Here's the second thing that I want you to do or not to do. To do. Is I want you to avoid telling everybody about this. And again, the anger, right? The humiliation might want you to just go out there, and maybe part of the punishment and the revenge is to tell everybody, family members and friends. Maybe you want to do that because you just feel that you need all this support around you, because one of the things that happens when you have an affair is because that your support mechanism inside your home is gone, the person that you trust is gone, you naturally want to reach out and grab as much support from as many people as possible, and that may mean telling as many people as possible. The danger with that is once you tell all these people, they also are all going to be operating and communicating with you from a place of hurt and disappointment and anger. They're not going to be able to give you the wisest advice at this time as well. The other danger with that is that when you're now in a place where you really want to get clear on what it is you want, that clarity is going to be clouded by what everybody else is going to think, what they would do, what they would say. And from my experience, a lot of the times, many people are not making decisions based on the truth of what they want. They're making decisions based on what they think other people would expect. And that linked with the shame and the humiliation that comes with an affair, many times we'll say, but I don't want to look stupid. Well, that desire not to look stupid is based on what other people would think and may not align with actually what you truly want, which may be to stay or it might be to leave. And here's the third thing that I want you not to do. And that is, don't ask about the sex. Don't ask about the details and the where and the how. Don't do it to yourself. Now, this might sound contradictory because actually when couples work with me in the first stage of the healing season, I encourage the betrayed person to ask as many questions as possible. Like as they come in, let it flow out. Ask the questions. This is the season to do it. It's necessary for the mind to be able to sort of work through this and process through it. But within that freedom to ask all the questions and pour out your heart, we still need to protect you, right? We still need to protect your mental space today and for the future. And there's some pictures that you're just not going to be able to erase, right? Particularly the pictures that you develop and make up within your own mind when you develop those stories. And so if you're asking these intricate questions around the details of the sex and how and where, your mind is going to build a picture that it won't be able to erase, right? And that's going to make this journey of healing so much more difficult for you. So my encouragement for you is protect your mental state. And one of the ways that you can do that is just to be mindful of the information that you see. An affair is an affair is an affair. We know what comes with it. We know the levels of deception. We know the actions that might take place. But you don't need to get the absolute picture of what your partner was doing with somebody else. Listen, I know this is an extremely difficult time for you. And one of the mistakes that I see many couples make is just from a place of desperation, really trying to rush through this process. If they've decided that they want to stay, get through it real quick and just move back to being normal. And they find that a year later, 2 years later, they're back in that same place because they didn't deal with it. And so that's why I do the work that I do. If you really want support in this season, I would encourage you to reach out to me. We can start off by you booking a free breakthrough call. The link is in the description. And also use the comment section to ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer. All right, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I am really making an effort to show up more right here on YouTube. I am. Might not look like it, but I really am. So yeah, definitely subscribe. That will really encourage me, and hit the notification bell as well so that you are notified when I do upload a new video. All that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.